Chapter 803, The Zodiac of Gravity Falls. At the estate, things were very quiet. Sakura Avalon was making lunch and we were watching TV and playing card games. Thundercracker, you sure the 5 of you will be okay at McDonald's? Nico? Nico, we will Thundercracker. Sheen and I have a lot of catching up to do after we haven't seen each other for 7 years. May, so we have to get to know her. Thundercracker, that's understandable. But have a good time, boss. Nico, thanks Thundercracker. We will. Me, have a good time, guys. Nico, we will, man. They left. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. At the McDonald's in the middle of town, Nico, Sheen, May, Brittany Crosby, and Robbie Schwartz were having awesome burgers. Sheen, good burgers, Nico. Nico, thanks, Sheen. Sheen, so what have you been doing over the course of the last 7 years? Nico, you missed out on a lot, Sheen. As I'm sure you heard about my exploits in the digital world. Sheen, I sure did, and you told me what happened with Ken. That was horrible. Nico, yeah. But JD and everyone helped me get over my grief and my PTSD. Sheen, I'm so happy for you, Nico. May, and Nico is also the most amazing boyfriend ever. Nico, me and May have been dating for almost a year now. Ever since I moved here to Gotham Royal York. May, yep. We're now on our 3rd date. Sheen, that's wonderful, Nico. I'm so happy for the both of you. Nico, thanks, Sheen. JD and everyone are true friends. They are like brothers and sisters to me and everyone. Robbie Schwartz, to Sheen, ever since Nico and the others rescued me, Brittany, and the other very special guests from Horrorland, he's been like a big brother to us. Nico, that's great that you think of me with such high regard, Robbie. Robbie Schwartz, it's true, man. Brittany Crosby, yep. Sheen, so I heard you all are going after the Goosebumps monsters. Nico, yep. I'm now the leader of my own branch of Team Loud Phoenix Storm. We're called the Goosebumps Monster Busters. Our goal is to destroy all the Goosebumps monsters one by one. Sheen, that's amazing. I heard you were tormented by Slappy the evil living dummy. Nico, he was a nightmare brought to life for many people. Brittany Crosby, and I'm one of his victims. Sheen, that's awful, Brittany. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Brittany Crosby, it's all right, Sheen. But thank you. At least we'll never have to see Slappy ever again. Nico, yep. And he'll never torment us ever again. Sheen, good. And Nico, why did Thundercracker call you boss? Nico, oh, you don't know about this. But 3 months ago we destroyed the biggest and most powerful transformer of them all. The Transformer Devil himself, Unicron. May, that was one of our most explosive and unforgettable battles. Sheen, wow. I heard about all that. Nico, yep. It was one of the biggest battles we've all ever had. It was before we formed Goosebumps Monster Busters. Team Loud Phoenix Storm and the Autobots and Decepticons of Cybertron, Earth, Velocitron, Animatron, and Giganteon all formed an incredibly powerful alliance and put aside their differences to work together to destroy Unicron and rid the entire universe of his ultimate evil. We all worked together and destroyed him. After that, I was officially made the new leader of the Decepticons, and I'm leading them on the right path to redemption. Sheen, Nico, that's so amazing. Nico, thanks, Sheen. I was made the leader of the Decepticons after we killed Megatron on one of our missions. May, it was one of the longest and toughest battles ever. Robbie Schwartz, I heard about that. That's amazing. Brittany Crosby, it sure is. Nico, yep, and I got this awesome medal that shows my leadership of the Decepticons. I got it for my 16th birthday. Nico showed them said medal. Sheen, that's an amazing medal. Robbie Schwartz, that's an awesome medal. It's the symbol of the Decepticons. Nico, that's right. It shows that I'm their leader. Sheen, who was the leader of the Decepticons before you? Nico, it was Megatron. And you would hate this guy Sheen. He was the worst ever. Nico revealed the full extent of Megatron's crimes. Megatron was a gladiator from Tarn, who sought to turn Cybertron into a cosmic dreadnought. To win his war for conquest, Megatron's Decepticons developed the art of transformation. Reawakening on Earth in 1984, Megatron was ousted from command by Shockwave, and their power struggle continued for some time until Optimus Prime killed himself in a video game duel. Refusing to believe his nemesis was dead, Megatron committed suicide by blowing himself up on a space bridge. However, the explosion had merely deposited him in the dead-end region of Cybertron, where he wandered as an empty, with no recollection of who he was. After regaining his memories, Megatron forced Ratchet to turn Starscream into a pretender, but the ploy failed and the two were grotesquely fused in a trans-time dimensional portal explosion. Fix-It separated their bodies, but the two remained in stasis aboard the Ark. They reawoke when Galvatron, a future version of Megatron, attacked, and Ratchet crash-landed the ship. In one universe, Cobra rebuilt Megatron into a tank, and he allied with Optimus against Zeuxis, his Cybertronians, and the Swarm. In another, 15 years of peace passed before Megatron rose again. In a third, he woke up in 1994, and proceeded to lay waste to the Earth, awaiting the day Optimus Prime would return. Megatron is the main antagonist of the series. He was responsible for bringing Cybertron out of its golden age when he restarted the Autobot/Decepticon civil war 9 million years ago. Among his first actions was the fatal wounding of a young dock worker named Orion Pax, who was rebuilt to become Megatron's mortal enemy, Optimus Prime. Megatron's forces boarded the Autobots spacecraft when it was on a mission to search for new sources of energy on other planets, and was knocked offline like all the other Transformers when the craft crashed on prehistoric Earth. When both factions reawakened in 1984, Megatron made it his mission to pillage all of Earth's natural resources and enslave its populace, with the goal of revitalizing Cybertron and dominating the entire universe. His plans were by turns cunning, wicked, outrageous, and often, utterly ludicrous. Megatron is the secondary antagonist of the film. Taking several years after the cartoon in 2005, Megatron wages a full-scale, geniusly orchestrated assault on Autobot City, crippling the Autobots' ranks and killing several high-ranking warriors. When Optimus Prime arrived to the battle, he gunned down almost every Decepticon single-handedly before taking on Megatron himself. Though Optimus got the upper hand and was readying to execute his nemesis, a young Autobot named Hot Rod jumped in the way when he noticed Megatron was reaching for a firearm. Megatron managed to incapacitate Hot Rod and mortally wound Optimus before the latter punched the Decepticon commander off the peak of Autobot City. Prime later died from his wounds. Soundwave recovered his fallen leader when the Decepticons began to retreat, but Starscream eventually threw Megatron's wounded body into space to rust along with several other wounded Deceptions before taking his place as the Decepticon leader. Floating in the voids of space, Megatron was summoned by the omnicidal Chaos God Unicron, where the former was forced to become the latter's apprentice and enforcer. In return, Unicron gave Megatron a new body and titled him as Galvatron. The original Megatron appears in Season 2 of Beast Wars, where it is revealed that the current Megatron was acting on his predecessor's orders. Later on, the original Megatron makes a physical appearance in Season 3, where the Predacon Megatron takes the original Megatron's spark, making the newer Megatron obtain his dragon form. However, in a deleted scene, in the series finale, the original Megatron's spark is placed back into his body. Megatron also has another form in the G1 series named Galvatron, a new body given to him by Unicron. Megatron led his Decepticons to Earth in the year 2010, where they fought the Autobots for possession. Minicons Megatron eventually managed to obtain the first two Minicon weapons, the Star Saber and the Skybomb Shield. Thanks to his tactician, Thrust, Megatron was able to obtain the final weapon, the Requiem Blaster, which he combined with the other two to build the Hydra Cannon. Megatron fired the weapon at Earth, but Optimus Prime took the blast to save the planet, killing himself in the process. Prime's death plunged Megatron into a deep depression, having lost his greatest opponent without the chance to finish him with his own hands. However, the Minicons were eventually able to resurrect Optimus. Megatron was later among the Transformers who had their powers boosted by their Minicons after being attacked by Nemesis Prime, becoming Galvatron, and returning to Cybertron with a renewed vigor for conquest. Despite the emergence of Unicron, Galvatron ignored the threat, forcing his lieutenant Starscream to sacrifice himself to make his leader see the truth. Realizing the threat Unicron posed to the universe, Galvatron rallies all the Decepticons to form an alliance with Optimus and the Autobots to stop Unicron for good. Galvatron entered Unicron's body along with Optimus Prime and traveled to the center of it. They were absorbed into the Chaos God's body and mind, but when the Autobots' human allies freed the Minicons from Unicron's thrall, Galvatron too was freed. Believing the threat of Unicron was over, challenged Prime to a final duel. However, the energies released in the battle reawakened Unicron. Galvatron believed that the only way to end the circle was to destroy himself, and so he chose to sacrifice his life rather than live in an era of peace, plunging himself into Unicron's maw. In a flash, the two were seemingly destroyed. Although he was believed dead by both the Autobots and Decepticons, Megatron, like Unicron, had survived the final battle. However, his body was a decayed husk absorbed into the equally damaged body of Unicron. Megatron lay dormant within Unicron for 10 years until the being called Alpha Quintesson began his plan to re-energize Unicron. Seeing an opportunity, Megatron siphoned off some of the energon that Alpha QS Terrorcons stole, working towards his own rebirth. To turn the Decepticons to his side, Alpha Q forged a sword from Megatron's spark, but when an enraged Scorponok stabbed Megatron's corpse with the blade, Megatron was fully revived. Taking the sword for his own, Megatron proceeded to take control of Unicron's body, sending Alpha Q fleeing in Unicron's head. Megatron thus restarted his campaign against Earth and the Autobots, seeking energon to reactivate Unicron so he could use him as the ultimate weapon. Megatron eventually succeeded in bringing Unicron to the vicinity of Cybertron and transforming the Planet Eater to robot mode. However, in an attempt to stop him, Alpha Q rammed Unicron's head, charged with the positive energon of Earth, into Unicron's body. This triggered a reaction that tore a rupture in reality that led to a new region of space where Alpha Q recreated all the planets Unicron had consumed. Megatron immediately saw these new worlds as targets to acquire more energon, and after another series of attacks, Megatron successfully amassed enough to fully reanimate Unicron. However, the Chaos Bringer's consciousness invaded Megatron's body, taking over his mind. Although Optimus Supreme was able to destroy Unicron's body, Unicron's mind lived on within Megatron, subtly directing him to attack Cybertron and uncover a reservoir of super energon beneath the planet's surface. Megatron immersed himself in the powerful liquid, causing him assume a more powerful form, once again taking the name of Galvatron. Taking control of the planet, he forced the Autobots underground with energon gas and used the planet's energon towers to relocate Cybertron to Alpha QS region of space. Once there, Galvatron once again coated himself with super energon, causing growing to a colossal height. However, it was at that point that Unicron's influence seized control of his mind and directed him out into space to remerge with his spark. Optimus Prime went battle the Unicron-possessed Galvatron and, after Galvatron's hatred of Unicron caused his consciousness to surface again, Prime drained Unicron's influence from Galvatron and sealed it within himself. Enraged by Unicron's manipulations, Galvatron decided to destroy Unicron's spark, but wound up being possessed by it once more. While struggling to fight the control of Unicron, Galvatron was confronted by Optimus Prime once again. Rather than fight him, Galvatron instead flew into the foundling sun created by Primus, igniting the star and seemingly destroying himself rather than allow Unicron victory. 10 years later though, the star would collapse, creating a black hole which threatened the existence of Cybertron and the rest of the universe. The collapse of the star also Megatron allowed his confinement within the sun. Megatron also merged his body with the remnants of Unicron's shattered form to increase his power with the energy of the Dark God. As the Autobots prepared to evacuate Cybertron in the wake of disasters caused by the black hole, Megatron stole a holographic map containing locations of the cyber planet keys that could be used to seal the black hole from Vector Prime. Operating out of a fiery pocket dimension, Megatron schemed to use the world-shaping power of the cyber planet keys and their focal Omega Lock to accelerate the universal degeneration created by the black hole, destroying the universe and using the keys to remake it in his own image. Leaving Starscream and Thundercracker to search for the Omega Lock on Earth, Megatron located the resting place of the first cyber planet key on Velocitron, the Speed Planet. Recruiting Ransack and Crumplezone to his cause, Megatron deduced that the planet's racing trophy was the key. After failing to defeat Planet Ruler Override in a race to learn more, he left Ransack and Crumplezone to compete in tournaments and win the trophy and turned his attention to the Jungle Planet, home of the second cyber planet key, where he ingratiated himself with Planet Ruler Scourge. Both missions ultimately ended in failure, however, when the Autobots acquired the keys. Attempting to find the third key, Megatron discovered that he had been betrayed by Starscream, who switched out the planet map with a duplicate that led him to a dead sector of space and sealed him within a metallic sphere. Scourge was able to liberate him a short time later, but in that time, Starscream had obtained the third cyber planet key from Earth for himself along with the Omega Lock and other keys. Megatron made a beeline for his treacherous lieutenant, but was intercepted by the Autobots Hot Shot, Red Alert, and Scattershot, who intended to hold him off until the other Autobots could stop Starscream. Starscream's attempts to harness the Earth key caused a release of energies that gave Megatron a new cyber key power, the Death Machine Gun, which he used to mow down the Autobots in his path. The Autobots managed to retake the keys from Starscream. Megatron mounted another attack where he stole the keys and retreat into his pocket dimension. Prime pursued him through the portal and defeated him in a pitched battle, reacquiring the lock and returning to Cybertron. Megatron attempted to pursue him, but Vector Prime combined his portal-opening powers with the cyber planet keys and collapsed Megatron's dimension in upon itself, resulting in Megatron's destruction. However, the power of Megatron's Unicron armor caused him to return as a ghost-like entity composed of pure darkness. Megatron returned to Cybertron and used Unicron's reformatting powers to upgrade the injured Crumplezone into Dark Crumplezone. The Autobot Leobreaker attempted to attack him, but was unable to stop him from completely restoring his physical body. Megatron then used the lingering darkness to create an evil doppelganger of Leobreaker, Nemesis Breaker, out of the Autobot's own dark thoughts. Merging with Nemesis Breaker to form Dark Claw mode, Megatron battled Optimus Prime and Leobreaker's Savage Claw mode, until news of the location of the fourth and final cyber planet key caused him to exit the battle. Megatron and his party of Decepticons were guided through a spatial warp by the mysterious Soundwave to Giganteon, the giant planet, home of the final key. Megatron engaged the world's leader, Metroplex, for possession of the key only to be defeated in seconds. Consumed with rage, the power of Unicron within his armor reached out and detected the energies of the giant planet's cyber planet key, drawing upon them and infusing Megatron's body with them. In his dark, shadowed form, Megatron decimated the Autobot forces before being confronted by Optimus Prime. Megatron then revealed his completed transformation, having once again become Galvatron. After taking revenge on Metroplex, Galvatron went after the giant planet key. Though the Autobots were able to acquire the key, Galvatron managed to steal the completed Omega Lock soon after. Right after doing so though, Megatron was attacked by Starscream, and the two battled for possession of the artifact. Galvatron claimed a slim victory in the battle, with the sheer amount of energy released in the clash actually blasting Starscream, as well as Sideways and Soundwave, into another universe. With the lock and keys now in his hands, Galvatron attacked Primus and returned to the black hole with his Decepticons, ready to destroy the universe with the black hole and recreate it anew. However, the Transformers from each of the 5 planets all got together and formed a coalition force to defeat Galvatron. In a massive battle, Galvatron was confronted by the 5 planet leaders, who used their combined powers to defeat him. Realizing he couldn't win, Galvatron let go of Omega Lock with the cyber planet keys in it to allow the universe to be destroyed by the black hole. However, the Autobots managed to retrieve the Omega Lock and the cyber planet keys and return them to Primus, whose spark was then restored and who used the Ark to finally seal the black hole for good. Having had ultimate power torn from his grasp, Galvatron contemplated giving up. However, the spirit of Starscream then appeared before him to mock him for giving up, saying that if he was to give up just like that, then he was no Unicron. Starscream's spirit then vanished, leaving his crown, which came to Galvatron. Clenching the crown close, Galvatron realized that his former lieutenant was right and decided to continue his conquest. He attacked the Autobots' project to propel the jungle planet back into place via massive rockets and dented one of them, setting the course of the planet out of order. However, the combined power of the Transformers of the 4 planets, along with Megatron's former Decepticon lackeys, managed to move the rocket back into place. Meanwhile, Megatron challenged Optimus Prime to one final duel. Battling on Cybertron's moon, Galvatron generated a massive blade of dark energy, which Prime countered with Vector Prime's sword. As the 2 old enemies charged towards each other in a final strike, Prime impaled Galvatron through the chest, finally killing the Decepticon leader and causing him to dissolve away. Nico, and there you have it. Sheen, Nico, that's horrifying. Robbie Schwartz, I can't believe that Megatron is that malevolent. Brittany Crosby, I'm glad he's dead and in the river of fire. I heard that Lori Jimenez, Lily Loud and Optimus Prime beat him together. Nico, that's right. Sheen, wow. I'm so glad. May, I am too. Sheen, good. May, how did you get your awesome powers, if I may ask? May, most of us got our powers from the gods and deities of myths from all over the world. I got my powers from the cold fire snowflake of Soviner, the goddess of the sea in Armenian myth. Nico, most of us were chosen by the gods themselves to be their champions to protect the universe and our loved ones from the threats of all evil. That's how we were able to overcome many obstacles on our journey. Friendship and love are 2 of the most powerful forces ever, and they can overpower hatred and evil. Sheen, that's amazing, Nico. I've missed out on so much. Nico, I know. Sheen, what was the most action-packed adventure you were on? Nico, that is an easy one. The most action-packed adventure we did was the battle with Nerissa. Sheen, I've heard about that all over the news. That was an epic battle. May, it was Sheen. It was one of our most explosive and most epic battles ever. It was so powerful that it threatened to tear the entire planet apart. Sheen, wow. But who was Nerissa? Nico, she was the most evil person you would hate with a vengeance. She was a rogue guardian of Kandrakar. Nico revealed the full extent of her crimes. Nerissa was once the holder of the heart of Kandrakar and the guardian of Quintessence, but it was taken from her because she was corrupted by its power. Mad with jealousy, she turned on her fellow guardians and accidentally killed Cassidy by shooting her off a cliff with lightning during a fight for the heart of Kandrakar. For this crime, she was sentenced to be sealed in Mount Thanos until she was freed by a portal, in the comics the occurrence of all elements combined in one evanescent being. She went through the portal to Meridian, where she met the mage, who had hoped that she would reform if shown compassion. After the mage's death, Nerissa took over her identity and manipulated events in Meridian from behind the scenes. She also disguised herself as a red-headed lady named Trill during the reign of Prince Phobos, taking up work in Phobos's castle in order to feed information back to the rebels, and to become close to Elyon once she was returned to the throne. In Season 2, she successfully siphons all Elyon's power into a jewel, which becomes the jewel version of the Heart of Meridian. As the former holder of the Heart of Kandrakar, Nerissa has the same powers as the current holder and guardian of Quintessence, Will Vandam. Sheen, That's horrible. May, yet. But JD destroyed her with a massive Kamehameha wave blast that obliterated her into nothing. It was a powerful battle that carried enough power to destroy 100 solar systems. Sheen, that's incredible. I'm glad she got what she deserved. And JD is right about everything he says. With great power comes great responsibility. Nico, that's J.D's trademark saying. It's been with him for a long time. Sheen, that's amazing. I'm so glad I'm with you all on Team Loud Phoenix Storm. I've missed out on so much. Nico, I know. Then they saw a bunch of people falling asleep unexpectedly. Nico, that's weird. Everyone fell asleep. May, I sense a cloud card, guys. Nico, I feel it too. Sheen, I feel strange. Nico, you're sensing a cloud card. May, and if my suspicions are right, then we're facing the sleep card. They looked at the ceiling and they saw a fairy. It was the sleep card. Sleep resembles a young, periwinkle, sprite with a 6-point star on its forehead and one, over-large, feathered ear on the left side of her head and short hair. Sleep sometimes carries a small wand, which usually produces the magical dust that induces sleep. Sheen, that little fairy is the sleep card? Nico, yep. If she sprinkles you with her dust, you fall asleep. Sheen, thanks, not a good thing. Induced sleep is not a good feeling. Let me handle this one. Nico, go for it, Sheen. Sheen went out of the booth and she flipped over and went at the sleep card. She then dodged it as the sleep card was flying at her and she grabbed it. Sheen, gotcha. It's not my bedtime. Return to your power confined. Sheen held out her hand and an energy card appeared and it sucked in the sleep card. It turned back into a cloud card. Sheen, that was amazing. Nico, way to go, Sheen. You caught your first cloud card. Sheen, I didn't know I could do that. Nico, first for everything. JD told me what happened when Sakura caught this card. She was so sad that she ruined her dad's work because of it. Sheen, oh poor girl. What does her dad do? Nico, he's an archaeology professor at Michigan University. He transferred here from Japan. But Sakura thought it was her fault. May, yet. She felt so bad about it that she was crying hard. Brittany Crosby, yet. Sheen, oh poor Sakura. Nico, yet. That day still haunts her and she thought it was all her fault. She blamed herself for it. Sheen, oh man. Brittany Crosby, we were really concerned for her. Sheen, I'm sorry that happened to her. Nico, I know. But she's better now. Sheen, good. I'm glad. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Back at the estate we were watching TV and playing card games. I was in deep thought. Me, hey Sheila, I've been thinking about something. Sheila, what is it, JD? Me, I was thinking about what the Shredder spliced you with and I think that the monster DNA he spliced you with is not monster DNA but alien DNA. Sheila, that is a strong possibility. Do you think you can find out what it is? Me, sure. But I'll need some blood. 1 drop should do it. Donatello, I never did find out the species of your monster forms. Me, let's find out what they are. I pulled up the computer and Sheila cut her finger. Me, put your sample here. Sheila put a drop of her blood into an analyzer machine in the computer and it was analyzing it. It found out that Sheila was spliced with Uintazion rock spider DNA. Me, wow. Uintazion rock spider DNA. Lainey, Uintazion rock spiders? Lana, those creatures look really scary. Me, it says here that they are an extremely savage and ruthless predatory species of spider from the planet Uintazia, located 2.3 million light-years away from Earth in the Andromeda Galaxy. Their legs are so powerful that they can destroy solid bedrock like a thin piece of wood. And they eat anything by wrapping them up in webbing. Nicole, I remember seeing those creatures. They are extremely voracious and extremely dangerous. Shannon, yeah, they are terrifying as well. Nanette, let's find out what Thunderlegs is. Me? Okay. Nanette put a drop of her blood into the analyzer machine in the computer and it found out that Nanette was spliced with Zepthurgan storm beetle DNA. Me? A Zepthurgan storm beetle? Nanette, so that's what Thunderlegs species is called. Lola, wow. I've never heard of a creature like that. Me neither, Lola. Let's see. I found out that they come from the gas giant planet Zepthurga. The planet Zepthurga is a super gas giant planet located in the unknown zone of the universe. It is 400 billion kilometers or 248,548,476,894 miles in diameter, making it one of the largest known planets in the universe. It's also home to some of the most powerful and most violent storms of any planet. Winds blow at 10,500,000 miles per hour and lightning strikes at 100 quadrillion strikes every 1/16th of a second, and it is one of the most electrically charged planets in the universe. Me? Wow. Planet Zepthurga is a violent storm planet. Lori, that is literally a terrifying and strange planet. Very. That planet looks fierce just from looking at it. Me? No kidding. It says here that Zepthurgan storm beetles eat the lightning from the clouds of the planet and it gives them more power and strength. Nanette, that explains why I have a diet for lightning when a thunderstorm rolls in. Lola, I didn't know it was possible for that to happen. Me, and it says here that they use the strong currents of the wind to fly and they can fly in the planet's extreme gravity. Lisa, wow. That's an amazing feature for an extraterrestrial insectoid organism. Me, it sure is. Stewie, these test results are fascinating. Me, they sure are, Stewie. Brian, I never even knew all these creatures even existed. Sydney, me neither. So we've been spliced with alien DNA. Kyan, that is like what happened to me. Sheila, hard to imagine. Sydney, I wonder what Quarry's species is. Me, let's find out. Sydney put a drop of her blood into the analyzer and the machine revealed that Sydney was spliced with the DNA of a Manitouan cave hopper. Me, a Manitouan cave hopper? Sydney, so that's Quarry's species? Lincoln, I didn't know that Quarry's species was called that. Me, let's see what it says about the planet. I looked it up and it said that Quarry comes from the planet Manitou 7. Planet Manitou 7 is a strange planet located in the unknown zone. A mysterious event caused 20% of the planet's structure to be blasted to space dust. It is named after Manitou Springs in Colorado and the planet is home to the largest cave system ever. Loaded with rock formations, crystal rooms, stalactites, stalagmites, and columns. It is also loaded with bats of many types that live in the ceiling. Me? Whoa. The planet is like Earth but 20% of its structure has been blown apart. Lily, what caused that? Me, it says it's unknown. Naruto, what does it say about Quarry's species? Me, let's see. It says that Manitouan cave hoppers are an insectoid humanoid species that live in the caves of the planet and they are extremely predatory. They are very phobic of light and they hide in the darkness of the caves for protection from the planet's 3 suns. Sydney, that's incredible. But I wonder how the planet got 20% of its structure blown apart. Me, maybe Quarry might know. Sydney, let me see. Sydney talked to Quarry in her subconscious. Sydney, how did your home planet get 20% of its planetary structure get blown apart? Quarry, a massive meteor crashed into the planet over 500 million of your years ago, Sydney. The meteor would be the size of your planet's moon. Sydney, that's unbelievable. Thank you for telling me this. Quarry, you're welcome, Sydney. Sydney told us. Me, so a massive meteor crashed into Manitou 7? Aline C, and it was as big as the moon? That's incredible. Luna, that's awful, dude. Naruto, it's amazing that his world survived that. Me, No kidding, bro. But I wonder what George, Ken, Roy, and Max were spliced with. Lucy loud. We'll have to find out when we invite them over. Me. I know Lucy. But now we know what happened. The Shredder spliced you guys with alien DNA from planets all over the universe. Kyan. The Shredder was really playing with fire. Helen Wheels. He sure was. It's absolutely despicable that he was doing all that. Alan. Ben 10 I know. I can't believe he was that evil. Nico and the others came back. Me. Hey guys. Autobot Jazz. So, how was McDonald's? Nico. It was great, Jazz. We had a great lunch. Also Cheen caught the sleep card. Cheen? Yep. Me. Way to go, Cheen. She handed it to me. Cheen. Thanks, JD. It was so cool capturing the sleep card. Nico. She did a great job. I signed the card. Me. We also found out some very interesting information. We revealed what we found out about Sydney, Nanette, and Sheila. Nico. So the Shredder spliced them with alien DNA from different planets? That's madness. Me. We had to find out what species they were. We couldn't just refer to them as monsters forever. Nico. That's true. But I've never heard of creatures like these. Lola. None of us have Nico. Sheen. It's amazing that you all know so much about so many alien creatures from all over the universe. Me. Thanks, Sheen. Stacy. We've been to many planets and it is so awesome. Rita. Oh kids. Lori. What is it, Mom? Rita. I have great news for you all. We're gonna go and visit your cousins Dipper and Mabel Pines. The loud kids cheered. Lincoln. I haven't seen cousin Dipper in forever. Lana. Me neither. Luna. Dude, it's been so long. Me. Where do they live? Lainey. They live in Gravity Falls, Oregon. Me. That's a beautiful place. But I heard rumors flying around that it's home to lots of legendary creatures. Luan. It is. And it's a legendary place. Laughs to rimshot. Get it? Most of us laugh while everyone else signed. Cheen. Laughs. That was so funny. Me. Luan is a major kick in the butt, Cheen. She cracks us up. Nico. Gravity Falls is an amazing place. Me. What can you tell us about your cousins, guys? Lori told us about them. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Dipper Pines. Dipper was born on August 31st, 1999. His family lives in Piedmont, California. From a young age, Dipper's mother would dress him up in a lamb costume and have him perform his signature song and dance, the Lammy Lammy Dance. He and Mabel were raised unreligiously, but celebrate all holidays at her insistence. Since he was young, his favorite holiday has been Halloween, of which his favorite part is trick-or-treating with Mabel. He is also known to have been teased about his birthmark by other children until he started hiding it, which may be how he earned his nickname when he was no older than 5. He attended Egbert Elementary with his sister. Sometime during the month of June, Dipper and his twin sister Mabel were sent north up the coast to the small town of Gravity Falls, Oregon, to stay with their great-uncle Grunkle Stan, who runs a tourist trap named the Mystery Shack which doubles as his house. While Mabel adjusts with ease, Dipper initially finds it difficult to get used to his new surroundings. One fateful day, Stan tasks Dipper to put up hanging signs advertising the Mystery Shack in the spooky part of the Gravity Falls forest, where he discovers a journal written by an unknown and enigmatic author detailing the town's secrets and dangers. Dipper discloses his findings with Mabel and consecutively meets her new boyfriend, Norman, who he begins to suspect is a zombie based on the information in Journal 3. Despite failing to find any incriminating evidence, Dipper confronts his sister on the theory, resulting in an argument. During Mabel's date, however, he notices Norman's right hand falling off on camera, which Norman suspiciously attaches back on, making him fearful that Mabel could unknowingly be in danger. Using the mystery card with the keys he obtains from the Mystery Shack's clerk, Wendy, Dipper quickly heads to rescue Mabel, and, upon finding her, he realizes that Norman is actually made up of 5 gnomes stacked on top of each other which are residing in the forest, who plan to kidnap Mabel and force her to become their queen. He manages to subdue the creatures and escape with his sister, but they are pursued by a large monster made of hundreds of gnomes. The two end up crashing the mystery cart upon arriving at the shack and are cornered by the monster. The head gnome, Jeff, informs them that they will do something crazy unless Mabel becomes their queen, and in response, Mabel agrees, much to Dipper's dismay. Shortly after accepting the gnome's ring, she uses the mystery shack leaf blower to defeat the gnomes, impressing Dipper in the process. With all the gnomes finally gone, the two make up and enter the shack, and in an act of newfound appreciation of the twins, Stan allows them each one free gift, with Dipper choosing a new hat to replace his old one, which was taken by a gnome. Before going to bed, he writes 2 new entries in the journal, one being that a gnome's weakness is a leaf blower, and the other stating that while Journal 3 has told him to refuse trust from anyone in the town, he knows Mabel will always have his back. Mabel pines. Mabel was born on August 31st, 1999. According to her, her first word was unicorn. She claims to have shown a natural gift for art since she was 2 years old. She and Dipper were raised non-religious, but celebrate all holidays at her insistence. Since the age of 3, Mabel has celebrated Halloween in Piedmont with Dipper Pines. At age 9, she won a mini golf tournament and from then on she has been amazing at it. Sometime early during the month of June, Mabel and her twin brother, Dipper, were sent from Piedmont, California to the small, sleepy town of Gravity Falls, Oregon to visit their great-uncle, Grunkle Stan. Mabel believes that this is her chance to have an epic summer romance, and shows her boy-crazy obsession when she tries to date many local boys before agreeing to date a very mysterious character, who says he is a teenage boy named Norman, in the half-hour Dipper left to hang signs for the mystery shack. Little does she know that he is actually a group of gnomes, posing as a teenage boy. The gnomes ask her to be their queen and try to kidnap her when she refuses. Dipper aids in Mabel's escape and brings her back to the mystery shack on a golf cart. Mabel then defeats the gnomes by using a leaf blower. Stan allows them to take one thing from the mystery shack for free, and Mabel decides on a grappling hook, despite her grunkle's suggestion of a doll. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Me? Wow. Your cousins are amazing. Lori? Thanks JD. Me? So Dipper is called that because he has a birthmark in the shape of the Big Dipper in the middle of his forehead? Lainey? Yep. It's his birthmark. Me? He's not the only one that has a constellation birthmark. I pulled back my trench coat flap and on the right side of my neck was a birthmark in the shape of the constellation of Phoenix the Firebird. Lincoln? Wow. That's an interesting birthmark. Me? It's the constellation of Phoenix the Firebird. It's a constellation that only appears in the night skies of the southern hemisphere. I was born on October 14th in New Zealand while my parents were on vacation there. It was at that moment that I also had this birthmark on me. Nico, that's so cool. Zian, I didn't know the stars did that to you. Nicole, the power of the stars works in all kinds of mysterious ways. Lainey, that is very enigmatic. Me, it sure is. Ms. Rita, can we all go and meet Dipper and Mabel? Rita, sure JD. They'll be so excited to meet you all. Me, awesome. And without a doubt they have heard about all of us. Very, this is gonna be awesome. We got ready to go to Oregon. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Gravity Falls, Oregon. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were flying and driving and riding our horses as we were in the forests of southwestern Oregon. We arrived in Gravity Falls. It was an amazing town. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The future site of the Valley of Gravity Falls was originally inhabited by dinosaurs, over 65 million years BCE. Uniquely, the prehistoric beasts of the area did not perish from the impact of a meteor, as purported by the common theory. Conversely, Many became buried alive in tree sap, frozen within the bowels of the earth and remaining there for eons. According to tree ring interruptions and radiation tests, the entire Valley of Gravity Falls was formed by an alien spaceship crash landing into Earth around 35 million years later. Whether the craft caused the town's strange properties or the place's strange properties attracted the craft is still unknown. However, numerous anomalies such as electrical interference and sick livestock are linked to the ship's existence beneath the town. The first human inhabitants of the valley were Gravity Falls' native population, who mysteriously evacuated around AD 1000 after a shaman named Modoc learned of the prophecy that foretold the destruction Weirdmageddon from his interactions with Bill Cipher. The valley was deemed cursed land by the natives, who left behind troves of pottery, blankets, and art in local caves, relics that would one day be hoarded by the Northwests. The town of Gravity Falls was officially founded in 1842 by the deposed 8½ President of the United States of America, Sir Lord Quinton Tremblay III, ESQ, who discovered the valley after falling off a cliff due to riding his horse backwards. Though it was originally only a small settlement, Tremblay acted as its first mayor, instituting a variety of legislature that reflected his insanity. The town flourished in the late 1840s from the gold rush, which was followed by a lesser-known flannel rush. However, both were at an end a year later, as miners were scared away by sightings of dinosaurs in the Gravity Falls mines. Gravity Falls saw a population boom in the early 1860s as American pioneers traveled the Oregon Trail, many of whom ended up settling in the town. Among those who chose Gravity Falls as their home were settlers Grady and Fert Iliamek, who are credited with the invention of the high five and holding a record number of 42 offspring. In 1883, following the disappearance of Tremblay, who sought immortality by preserving his body in peanut brittle and stashed himself in an underground cave beneath the Gravity Falls Cemetery, the U.S. government immediately enacted the Northwest Cover-Up, in which Tremblay's existence was erased from history and his identity as town founder and mayor was replaced by local nobody-turned-celebrity, Nathaniel Northwest. Having come into power as mayor and attained an illustrious wealth, Northwest enlisted the help of the town's lumberjacks in building his elaborate mansion in exchange for a lavish festival open to all the townsfolk, a promise he quickly reneged on following the manor's completion. 1883 was later marked by numerous disasters and catastrophes, including the Great Flood, which took the lives of many lumberjacks formerly involved in the construction of Northwest Manor, and the Great Train Crash, in which a passing conductor grew distracted by a flash of light and inadvertently sent his train off a cliff. In 1920, the maple syrup prohibition led to secret pancake speakeasies. In 1937, a plane crashed into the mountains and a woman escaped into the forest. The words "Amelia was here" are carved into the mountainside. *******. Me? Wow. Gravity Falls, Oregon. Lincoln. This place is amazing. Nico. It sure is. We arrived at a cool place called the Mystery Cabin. It was a cool place where famous creatures of legend and cryptozoology are put on display. Me? Wow. So this is the Mystery Cabin. Nico. This is so cool. There we saw Dipper and Mabel Pines. Dipper, hey guys. Lincoln, cousins. They hugged. Lori, it's great to see you guys. Mabel, we missed you guys. Dipper, well. No way. Team Loud Phoenix Storm. It's so awesome to meet you all. Me, it's a pleasure to meet you Dipper. And you too Mabel. Mabel, you are so awesome guys. Nico, thanks Mabel. Mabel, hugs Cacnea in cuteness. Cacnea's so cute. James, funny. Most of the time, Cacnea's the one that hugs me. Dipper and Mabel told us why we were called to Gravity Falls. Dipper, we're glad you are all here JD. There's a reason why. Me, what's wrong? Dipper, we were invited to a party at the Northwest Estate. Me, the Northwest Estate? You mean the Northwests? The most richest family in all of Oregon? Dipper, that's right. Nico, who are the Northwests? Me, only the most powerful and richest family in all of the state of Oregon. I revealed the whole history of the Northwest family. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 150 years prior to the events of Northwest Mansion Mystery, the mansion was built and completed by local lumberjacks with the promise that the Northwests would host an annual party to the public of Gravity Falls. However, this promise was broken, allowing only upper-class citizens of Oregon into the party. In the Gulf War, the Pines family and Zeus drove Pacifica home from Ye Royal Discount Putt Hut as a nice gesture by Mabel, since her parents hadn't arrived to pick her up and it was starting to rain. After Pacifica opened the gates to her home, Dipper and Mabel saw how exquisite it was and agreed they should have charged her for the taco Mabel gave her. In Northwest Mansion Mystery, it was revealed that the mansion was haunted by one of its original creators, a lumberjack who had sworn vengeance on the Northwests. The Northwests hired Dipper to get rid of the spirit by trapping it into a silver mirror, but the spirit escaped by breaking the mirror. The spirit then returned to the mansion and started turning people into wood, refusing to stop until a Northwest opened the party gates up to the public like their ancestors promised. Once everyone at the party was turned to wood, including Dipper, Pacifica opened the party to the public, appeasing the spirit and lifting the curse. In the Stanchurian Candidate, the mansion briefly appears on a map of Gravity Falls. In Weirdmageddon 3, Take Back the Falls, the Northwest family loses their fortune, resulting in Preston having to sell the mansion in order to stay wealthy. Meanwhile, Old Man McGucket acquires wealth by marketing his inventions to the US government, and after spotting the mansion for sale, he purchases it. After Dipper and Mabel leave Gravity Falls, McGucket is seen standing in the fancy interior of the mansion. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Me, the Northwest family may be rich, but they also have some incredibly shady activity. Lainey, what kind of shady activity? Me, a lot of evil activity. I revealed all of Preston Northwest's activity. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Preston is introduced in Irrational Treasure celebrating Pioneer Day with his family and using his relation to the town's supposed founder as an excuse to lord his superiority over the people. He later returns in the Gulf War to drop his daughter off at a match between her and Mabel. However, rather than stay to support his daughter, he and his wife leave to go to a party offering her the words of advice, "Don't lose." But it's not until Northwest Mansion Mystery that Preston demonstrates just how evil a man he truly is, in fact serving as the true main antagonist of the episode. Preston's ancestor Nathaniel had manipulated local lumberjacks into building what became the family mansion 150 years earlier, by promising he would use the space for a great public service and annual party held by the family for the workers in the community. However, on the day of their party, the Northwests refused to let in the lumberjacks and hold up his end of the bargain, instead laughing them off and enjoying a soiree for the rich. Adding injury to insult, the mass removal of the mountainside trees caused mudslides that same evening which killed several of the lumberjacks. One lumberjack among those who died swore a curse on the Northwest line with his dying breath, unless they agreed to honor the promise and let the common folk into their annual party. After 150 years he would return to seek revenge. As the curse began to come true, rather than opening the gates and letting the common folk in to break the curse, Preston instead forced his daughter to manipulate Dipper into getting rid of the ghost. It's revealed in this episode, as opposed to simply being neglectful, Preston is outright emotionally and psychologically abusive towards Pacifica, going so far as to train her to respond on command to a small bell he keeps on his person, like a dog. After Dipper successfully trapped the ghost in a silver mirror, Preston thanked him and then began to welcome his guests. However, upon learning the truth from the trapped ghost, Dipper angrily stormed back in and called Preston out for his callousness and deception. While Pacifica attempted to apologize to Dipper, Preston intimidated his daughter into silence before smugly dismissing Dipper, and his anger reminding him that this would be the last time anyone of his kind, the common folk, would be allowed at his party. However, the ghost managed to free itself from the mirror and began terrorizing the party, transforming the guests into wooden statues and causing general mayhem. Rather than agree to break the curse and save his guests, Preston instead hid with his wife and a butler in a panic room, leaving everyone else to their doom. Once the ghost had turned everyone into wood, it planned to burn the mansion down, killing everyone. However, Pacifica, having received renewed confidence from Dipper, decided to go against her family's legacy by breaking the curse. However, Preston was watching the scene from a trap door, and emerged to order his daughter to leave the gates closed and join them in the panic room. He also reveals his plan to kill and eat the family butler if their food ran out before the ghost left. However, finally standing up to her psychologically abusive father, Pacifica opened the gates, letting the common people in and breaking the curse. This undid the ghost's damage and saved everyone. However, Preston's only response was narrow-minded shock and terror that the common folk were invading his party. In Weirdmageddon Part 1, Preston attempts to offer an allegiance to the dream demon Bill Cipher after he melts the Nathaniel Northwest statue, despite Pacifica scorning him for it. Bill chooses to disfigure his face by rearranging his facial features instead. Preston collapses in front of a screaming Pacifica and Priscilla. In the series finale Weirdmageddon 3, Take Back the Falls, it is shown that Preston and Priscilla were petrified and added into Bill's throne of human agony along with many other citizens while Pacifica evaded capture. Eventually, Dipper, Mabel, and their friends were able to free the citizens, and Preston's face was returned to normal. When Pacifica was called in to help to stop Bill, Preston, doing the right thing for once, encouraged her to do so. Following Bill's death and the end of Weirdmageddon, Preston was among the people delighted that everything was finally back to normal. However, he was ultimately forced to sell his mansion in order to maintain his family's wealth due to his attempted allegiance with Bill, much to his distress. He is last seen breaking down in tears as the mansion is put on for sale. Me, I've been gathering evidence on Preston Northwest and his wife Priscilla for a while now. So far all my evidence was too little. I needed to make Preston talk and make him talk about his crimes. But because all the security around the mansion is too tight, I haven't been able to do so. Dipper, that's awful. Me, but I have a plan. I'm going to go undercover as a rich acquaintance of the Northwests and expose them while wearing a wire. Lainey, that's perfect. We then put our plan into action. We set up camp at a hill and we saw a beautiful mansion that was not nearly as nice as ours. We saw that the mansion was amazing. But it was heavily guarded. We saw that guards were everywhere holding all the people back and it was a big party. But it wasn't just any ordinary party. It was the annual Northwest Grand Party. One of the biggest parties of the year. But I found out that a terrible event happened at the house 150 years ago. In the 19th century, when Preston Northwest's great-grandfather, Nathaniel Northwest, had the mansion built, he promised to throw a great party for everyone. But when the house was done, Nathaniel went back on his word and double-crossed everyone by refusing to let them in, and because of that, they were cursed. The lumberjack vowed that 150 years after the mansion was built, he would return from the dead and get revenge on all the Northwests. And he promised to kill all the Northwests if the people don't get their wish. So the party is a result of another family turned evil because of their own greed and selfishness. Lainey, this is absolutely disgusting. Lori, the Northwests are literally the worst. They make it sound like they're dating the most hated person ever. Lincoln, so what are we gonna do? I got amazing rich people costumes and we went in under assumed identities. Horsa and Private were posing as stuffed animals. Skipper, AJ, and the Penguins went into the security system room. We went into the mansion and we saw a lot of party guests and more. Wow. Very exquisite place. Lincoln, this place is beautiful. Lainey, it's just as nice as our mansion. Lori, the Northwests literally have incredible good taste. Lola, they sure do. We met Pacifica Northwest. Pacifica, welcome to the party. Normal voice, THA. Clears throat, in a falsetto, British accent, thank you Ms. Pacifica. Lincoln, in a falsetto, thank you for inviting us. I saw Preston and Priscilla Northwest. In my head, Targets sighted. We then talked to Pacifica alone. Pacifica, so what is the reason you wanted to talk to me alone? Me, normal voice, Pacifica, my name is not Cornelius Knickerbocker. I reveal my face. Pacifica, JD. Knudsen of Team Loud Phoenix Storm? Me, that's right. We are really here to arrest your parents. We know you lied to us. But I have a feeling you were coerced into doing it. Mabel, but I thought you invited us here because a ghost was troubling you. Pacifica, tears in her eyes. I lied about it, Mabel. All of it was a lie. Mabel, excuse me? William, I thought you were rich. Pacifica, that part is true. But everything else about my family is a lie. My lifestyle, the respect, everything. I made up everything about what I said about my family. All because I wanted to have friends. That's why I acted like a snob over the years. I just wanted some respect from everyone else. I thought that if I was more like my parents, I'd think people would like me. But I was wrong. Everything was my fault. It's all my fault that nobody in the Gravity Falls likes me, and I guess it serves me right. I was such an idiot for everything that I did. I guess I'll never learn. I'll never have any friends now. All of us felt really bad for Pacifica now. Pacifica sobs, you guys might as well just kill me now. It's better than being a slave to my parents any longer. Ultra Humanite, I have a better idea. Fires a net at Pacifica, trapping her. Apologies, but this is a safety precaution so you don't do anything bad to yourself. Pacifica, I understand. Me, Gerard, that's not necessary. Dipper will look after her. Dipper, okay. Me, okay, but we have to keep up a front. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the hall they saw the security room. Shocker, I saw at least 3 armed guards on the perimeter. Rhino, right, Herman. Sees AJ going into the security console. What the hell are you doing, AJ? AJ, I recognize the security system. My parents had the exact one once. I'll have the access code cracked and security disabled before you could say breaking and entering. Finishes supposedly disabling security. There. We're in. Maria, I wouldn't be so sure about that. AJ, why is that? Francis, because you just tapped into a dummy box, which means those guards are gonna be here quicker than you can say rookie mistake. The guards approached them. Guard, hands up. Shocker, Rhino, Francis, and Maria punched them, knocking them unconscious. They found the real security system and disabled it. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. AJ, in a radio, JD, we disabled the security system. Me, telepathically, good work AJ. Wait for my command. AJ, roger that. I walked up to Preston and Priscilla. Preston, Cornelius Knickerbocker, how great of you to show up. Me, in a falsetto, British accent, turns on wire. Thank you old chap. I have a question for you. What led to the success of your magnificent wealth? Preston, well, it was not an easy task. But I had to lie my way to get to the top. Over the years my family stole from banks all over the country and we lied and made corrupt deals with all of the most powerful figures in the world. But it was mostly Russia to help certain people get into power. Like the senators of the world and the prime ministers. Me, so you're saying that you meddled in certain world elections? Preston, indeed. Outside was an ice cream truck. But what everyone doesn't know is that it's an undercover FBI truck with equipment inside. The man at the wiretap gave the thumbs up saying we got it. Director Ray, SWAT team, let's move in. They got ready. Director Ray, on the radio, JD, you were right. We're moving in. Me, telepathically, great Director Ray. I used the sleep card to knock out the guards into a deep sleep. Lana opened the gates and the SWAT team moved in. Lola and Lily then opened the doors and the SWAT team came in. Preston, what's going on here? Me, normal voice, the end of a criminal empire. I took off my disguise and we all did the same. Me, surprise. Preston, JD. Knudsen and team loud Phoenix Storm? What's going on here? They put him and Priscilla in handcuffs. Director Ray, Preston Northwest. You're under arrest for fraud, child abuse, high treason, and first-class conspiracy. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. My dark orb detector went off and there was a dark orb somewhere in the house. Me, there's a dark orb here. Pacifica, yes. It's over there. We saw it on a pedestal. The dark orb was as big as a huge pearl. Me, there it is. Nico, that was easy to find. But Preston and Priscilla Northwest, you both have failed this world as parents and as people. Skipper, Private, Kowalski. Get all the papers detailing the Northwest's family history. Rico, you're with me. We're going to loot the mansion of its undeserved possessions. Private, yes sir. Pacifica, you never loved me mom and dad. All you ever cared about was money and wealth. And it was because of you that I never get to do the things I want or have any friends. You never gave me what I wanted. Lainey, you disgust me. You two give loving parents a really bad name. Lana, that's right. Lola, yet. They do give loving parents a bad name, don't they? We turned and we saw Daolon Wang. He was reborn as a Heartless. He was now known as the Nightmare Leech Wizard. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Prior to the events of the story, Daolon Wang has mentioned he had fought and defeated Uncle's teacher Chi Master Fong. Daolon Wang first appeared in the filler episode The Chosen One. In this episode, monks believed that Taru was the latest reincarnation of the Chosen One meant to lead their people. Fearing the Chosen One's good chi would be awakened and fight against the forces of darkness, Daolon Wang sent his dark chi warriors to kill Taru, but Uncle's magic and Jackie's martial arts defeated them. Daolon then snuck into the holy sanctuary where he summoned his dark chi warriors and attempted to kill Taru himself during the ritual to reawaken the Chosen One's chi. He was defeated by Uncle, and fled when it was revealed Taru was not the Chosen One. Daolon Wang later appeared in the filler episode The Good, the Bad, the Blind, the Deaf, and the Mute. In this episode, Daolon sought out a giant idol of the three wise monkeys that had the ability to give people disabilities of being either blind, deaf, or mute. He used the statue to render Taru blind, Jackie mute, and Jade deaf. With guidance from Uncle on how to be handicapable, they managed to defeat Daolon Wang's dark chi warriors, and Uncle seals the power of the statue away, which causes Daolon Wang to be afflicted with all three disabilities of the statue. Daolon Wang also appeared in a Christmas special episode in which he kidnapped Santa Claus so he could steal his powerful chi. He is stopped by the combined efforts of Jackie, El Toro, Uncle, and Viper, while Taru, Jade, and Paco delivered some of the presents. In Season 3, Daolon Wang had managed to recover from his last defeat and attempted to steal the 12 talismans from Section 13. Jackie, however, vaporizes the talismans so Daolon Wang cannot get them. Uncle also traps Daolon Wang's dark chi warriors in the Urn of Wei, which causes Daolon to enslave Chao, Finn, and Ritso and transform them into his new dark chi warriors. It is revealed that the power in the talismans could not be destroyed and simply attach themselves to new hosts based on the most noble of each animal species. For example, the dog talisman's power of immortality ended up in a dog named Scruffy. The entire season revolves around Jackie, Jade, Uncle, Taru, and Section 13 trying to keep Daolon Wang from getting the talisman powers in the animals. Daolon only manages to get the powers of the pig and rooster talismans, and briefly the sheep talisman. He also later turns Hak Fu into a dark chi warrior. In the season finale, the dragon talisman cannot find a host as there are no more dragons alive. So Daolon Wang makes a deal with Shendua's spirit to bring him back to life in exchange for the dragon talisman's power. Shendo ends up taking the Dragon Talisman's power for himself as well as absorbing the Pig and Rooster Talisman powers from Daolon Wang. Angry about being double-crossed, Daolon Wang helps Uncle seal Shendo back into his statue form after being arrested and by extension returning the talismans to existence. In the Season 4 premiere, Daolon Wang tries to summon the Shadow Khan to break himself, Finn, Ritsu, Chao, and Hack Fu out of prison. He ends up summoning Terakudo on accident, who takes the others as his henchman and becomes the main villain of Season 4. Daolon Wang appears for the last time in the filler episode Deja Vu. In this episode, Daolon Wang tries to steal the Deja Vu stone, which would allow him to travel back in time and correct past mistakes. Jackie manages to grab the stone and they both travel back together to various moments in the series. They eventually arrive in the first episode of the show, in which Jackie tricks Finn, Ritsu, and Chao into taking Daolon prisoner by claiming he had the Rooster Talisman. ******. Nico, Daolon Wang. Me, we killed you. Nightmare Leech Wizard, yes you did kill me. Jade Chan, you're even more uglier than before, Wang. Nightmare Leech Wizard, that's your opinion. But I think of this as something else. After all, was it not inevitable that I would become a Heartless? Maria, where are you going with this? Nightmare Leech Wizard, I have observed my capabilities since being reborn in this form. I have learned that a Heartless loses the body that it once had as a normal being. But what really intrigued me is that it becomes stronger than its original body. In addition, the brain keeps going and the Heartless in question no longer ages, making it immortal. William, what are you trying to say? Nightmare Leech Wizard, that perhaps being a Heartless is a gift, a way to separate the weak from the strong. After all, most villains like me are superior to all average humans. I see this in nature, predators consuming the prey, the weak. So, by killing me, you basically helped me move on to the next stage in human evolution. Me, don't flatter yourself yet, you freak. You act like you know the Heartless inside and out. But your knowledge is dangerously lacking. Heartless are not immortal. They can die just like everything else. They are born from the darkness in the heart. But like the darkness, the light will destroy them. Let's dance, Wang. But not in here. Let's take the fight outside. Nightmare Leech Wizard, good idea. A mansion like this is too exquisite to be destroyed. Me, very sporting of you. Director Ray, don't take the Northwest parents away yet. We need to have them taste the power of Team Loud Phoenix Storm when we're done with our old friend here. Director Ray, understood JD. We went outside to the forest and we went at the Nightmare Leech Lizard. I punched him in the face and slashed him with my sword and I punched him in the face again. Nico, Daolon Wang, you have failed this world. Nico punched him in the face and kicked him in the stomach with devastating force and kicked him in the face and slashed his eyes out. Lori and Jade fired a massive blast of wind and blew him around in a powerful tornado of wind. Lenny crushed him with a tree and Luna slammed a powerful blast of water into him. Vince fired a bunch of crystal shards and slashed him all over. Aline and Lola fired a massive blast of fire and burned him. Sheen, time to show you some dragon power. Sheen turned into Scale Breath. Her eyes turned green and slit and her skin turned dark yellow and scaly and her head grew larger and turned into a lizard's head and her tongue turned into that of a snake and she grew a tail from her butt and her fingers turned into claws and so did her toes. Scale Breath, time to burn. Scale Breath breathed a massive blast of fire at Daolon Wang's Heartless and burned him bad. Me, that was so awesome. Scale Breath, thanks JD. Me, let's see how you like some combos. Jazz, let's get him. Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into his arm and it enhanced his Spectrum Beacon and speakers 100-fold. Robbie Schwartz, this is gonna be interesting. Earth Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into his right arm and it enhanced his technokinetic powers 100-fold. Jazz and Robbie Schwartz, Vertigo Light Laser Death Storm. Robbie Schwartz made a powerful laser gun and Jazz fired a light show from his spectrum beacon that made Daolon Wong disoriented and dizzy, and Robbie fired his laser gun and it hit him and exploded. Crab. James. Let's do it, Cacnea. Animatron Cyber Key Power. The Animatron Cyber Planet Key went into his right arm device and it enhanced his Cacnea's abilities 100-fold. G1 Thundercracker. Let's get him. Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into his back and it enhanced his weapons and abilities 100-fold. James. Cacnea. Use Energy Ball. G1 Thundercracker and James. Supersonic Energy Bomb Surprise. Cacnea fired an energy ball and Thundercracker flew at Mach 8 or 5,600 miles per hour and it released a massive sonic boom blast and it merged with the energy ball and the blast slammed into Daolon Wong and exploded. Crab. Carol. Let's get him, Maria. Maria. You got it, Carol. Carol fired a powerful blast of burning Godzilla's atomic ray and Maria fired a massive blast of water. Carol and Maria. Nuclear mega tsunami burst. The blasts combined and turned into radioactive water and it burned the Daolon Wong heartless and exploded. Crab. Jade. You will never be welcome here again, Daolon Wong. Hypercane Super Shred Storm. Jade Chan fired a massive blast of wind and it hit Daolon Wong and shredded him all over. Pacifica Northwest. This is the power of friendship. Money Ray Death Storm. Pacifica fired a powerful green energy blast in the shape of dollar signs and they hit him and exploded. He died on the spot and his spirit went into the river of fire. Daolon Wong. This can't be happening. I'm immortal. Me. Go back to hell. Daolon Wong was gone forever. In the flames of eternal forgetfulness. Me. Now to make sure that Pacifica's parents know what they are dealing with. Dipper. You got it, JD. I've always wanted to try this. Pacifica. I've wanted to tell you this for a while. I love you. Ever since we defeated Bill Cipher, I've wanted to tell you about that. I love you and you are the most beautiful girl ever. I love you, Pacifica. Pacifica was shocked. She never felt this way before. But she knew it was true. Pacifica, I love you too, Dipper. They kissed for the first time and we were so happy for them both. Me, I'm so happy for you guys. Pacifica, let's do a final smash together. Dipper, you got it. Dipper and Pacifica, Zodiac Love Fire Burst. Dipper and Pacifica fired a powerful blast of fire in the shapes of the symbols of the celestial zodiac and they slammed into Pacifica's parents and they exploded with the intensity of a bunch of landmines. It didn't kill them. But it did send a message to them. Me, this is what you get for your crimes against Oregon and the country. Nico caught a pharaoh thorn and a cling clang during the battle. Pacifica, to the viewers, having all the money in the world does not bring you happiness. It only brings misery. Me, you got that right. We moved the Northwest Mansion in all of the town of Gravity Falls to the Gotham Royal York area and it was in the forest sector. We moved the Northwest Mansion to the estate grounds and it was connected to the estate. Dipper and Mabel and the Pines family live in the mansion and so does Pacifica. Preston and Priscilla Northwest were found guilty of their crimes and sentenced to 20 life terms plus 10,742 years without parole in federal prison and were ordered to pay the entire city of Gravity Falls $928, $827, $826, $829, $637, $846, $978.00 in restitution. Most of that money went to Pacifica and Dipper. Odd and Wendy Corduroy got hitched. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete and 2 more bad parents brought to justice and another Clow card caught. I did some submissions on DeviantArt for Gravity Falls and the Loud House and we thought it would be cool to do a chapter for it. Gravity Falls is an awesome show from Disney. I love the theme song and it's awesome. Nico-chan11 gave me the ideas for this one. Thanks man as usual. The next Clow card we're going after is the big card. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.